Good evening. So it's Tuesday around 11:30, and it's pretty overcast tonight. You're looking at clouds going in front of the full moon. Hopefully you remember the 8 steps. Starts at a new moon, which is when the moon is in the shadow of the earth, and so you can't see it. And then a waxy crescent, and then the first quarter, and then a waxing gibbous, and then a full moon, which is where we are right now. This is a full moon. And then waning. Waning means to get smaller. So then a waning gibbous, the third quarter, and then a waning crescent, and then a new moon again, which is kind of what you would see right now. If you're looking for it, it'd be just totally black because it'd be in the shadow of the sun. So it's a pretty big cloud just went in front of the moon. We should see as the clouds thin out and the brightness of the sun shining on the moon from the other side of the world lights it up. We can see it again. And so the question of the day is, how many miles away is the moon from the earth? It's roughly, drumroll, 233,000 miles away. And where do the number of days in a month come from? Could it be the moon? Yes, it's the time it takes the moon to orbit the earth. So remember the words orbit and rotate. A planet rotates on its axis, but it orbits the sun. So Earth orbits the sun, the moon orbits the earth. Next question. How many miles away is the sun from the earth? Drumroll. It averages 93 million, but remember, the sun is not directly in the center. The earth does not directly orbit the sun. It's not a perfect circle. It's a bit off, like an egg shape, which means there are times when it's more like 94 million miles, and sometimes when it's like more like 92 million miles. And so we always average by saying it's 93 million miles away. And there we are again. If I get a space where there's no clouds, I'll zoom in even closer. So at this zoom, remember, we're 70 times optical zoom. So it's not a digital enhancement, it's an actual lens that can zoom in optically, which means looking at it with your eyes, though you are actually closer. Digital zoom takes an image of what it is and just makes the pixels that make up the image bigger. Ooh, that's pretty good. There's a lot of clouds coming. Let's see if we can quickly zoom in. A little better. So since we're still reviewing space science, days in a year is the amount of time it takes the Earth to orbit the sun. Hours in a day is the number of hours it takes for the Earth to rotate once on its axis. And we say it's 365 days, but it's really 365 and what fraction? 25%? 0.25 if it's a decimal? And a quarter, yes, 1/4. So 4 years later, those 1/4 equal a whole, and every 4 years we have 366 days a year, and we call that a leap year. So if you were born on leap year, you'll have a birthday once every 4 years. That just doesn't seem fair. All right, I'm going to shut it down. There's a big cloud in the way. So we'll give it another minute. Looks like there's a little clearing coming up. Oh my gosh. it's pretty cloudy up there. And there's going to be a little break. Let's see if it focuses. Here it comes. Another 30 seconds. And there it is. Let's see if we can focus, 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 focus. Yes, yay. And there's our moon sighting for tonight. And by the way, if you saw the post, the moon rose before the sun set. So if you could get to a tall enough building, I did it that one time when I got to the 4th floor of Stetson early in the morning. You could actually see the sun rising and the moon setting. But if you get there early, which it did to this today, the moon rises before the sun sets. So again, if you're at a tall enough building, you can see the sun setting on one side and the moon rising on the other side. Anyway, take care, everybody. It's a moon sighting on Mr. Gilbert's front lawn, 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday.